Good evening, everyone. This is Steve Ottawa coming to you live from Truro in Cornwall in the UK. It's Wednesday, the 11th of April. It's 8 p.m. UK time. Going to dive into it straight away tonight because I've got a call straight after this one, straight after this live tonight with Dubai. So, as I said, I'm going to dive straight into it. If you're watching live, that's fantastic. If you're watching on replay, please drop a replay in the comments section, again, so I can follow the algorithms and check when people are basically on the most, and then try and work towards achieving that time that we can be of most value to the most people. So our last videos we talked about the daily methods of operation, and we did a recap on the Facebook facelift, the clean up and clear out, and also what content we post onto our Facebook pages or Facebook profiles. And with that, if you're not already doing that, what I'm going to talk about tonight is going to be really of no benefit to you, because we're going to be talking about Facebook algorithm updates tonight and how to get 100 plus likes on your Facebook posts. And again, if we increase your visibility, we increase your credibility, then what you're going to do then is, if people are then landing on your profile or your page, and you haven't done the Facebook facelift, the clean up and clear out, and the content isn't of value, they'll leave your page or profile as fast as they've got to it. So with every level we get to, we bring in a new devil. What I mean by that is, with every level, if you get more visibility on Facebook, I posted a post a few days ago, I think 3 days ago, and it got 237 interactions, either likes, loves, or wows, and I think 40 comments on it. A lot of interaction on that, and as you grow and as your Facebook credibility grows, you're going to at some point get haters. You're going to get, if you don't get them now, you'll get them in the future. It does happen. It happens whether if you're in a company and you rank advance, a lot of people will be very happy for you and will be sharing that happiness with you. A lot of people will see that as see it as a jealousy thing, and also try and hate on you for that. So, like I said, you get that with the Facebook page, the Facebook posts. On some of the posts that I did, as I said, the post I did that got 230 plus likes, somebody put a comment on that, trying to draw me, I suppose, into a discussion or an argument with them, but I actually answered it quite well, and they actually removed there was about 3 comments they made, and I commented back to those comments, and when I did, they actually removed the comments in the end, because there was so much positive interaction with them that what they put, I answered as I saw fit to answer, and I think it sort of made the actual comment that they made not worth them actually posting that comment. I think it was just done to play devil's advocate. But again, I'm always open for discussions. I just don't want to waste too much of my time on them. But I do like to answer anything that's on any of my posts. So as I said, you will at every level in your marketing, in your business, whatever, you will raise this following and these various comments and things like that, but they're just obstacles that we on our journeys that we see, and we just have to deal with them, whether it's now or whether it's in the future. And as I said, these are like stumbling blocks, but you can get past them. If you need advice on what somebody's posted on one of your posts before you comment on it, then feel free to reach out to me. But also, if it's something that you feel is detrimental to you, just hit delete and wipe the comment off and block the person. And it's something, like I said, something that we have to deal with as you do create more credibility. It comes with the territory. Another thing to understand, which I've been speaking to a lot of the team with and a lot of people with just recently, is to understand when we're Facebook when we're on Facebook, we're marketing, not prospecting. Prospecting we can do when we're talking to people through Messenger and on a video call or an audio call through Messenger or on a phone call. Then if we've got to the stage that we've had permission to prospect them, that's the point you're prospecting. And if you're talking to people out and about when you're doing your daily business, or whether you're at work or whatever you're doing, that's more from a prospecting side. What we're doing on Facebook is marketing. We're marketing ourselves. So what you're doing is you're selling trust, and as I just mentioned, you're marketing yourself. So a lot of people get wrapped up in the fact of marketing their products, marketing their company, and forget that they don't need to do either of those two. Those two come within the package of them. The brand and the marketing is you. You want people to like and trust you, to want to either buy from you, do business with you, but predominantly you're looking for an audience who will take great pleasure in reading what you're putting, and also in the content and value that you share. So the algorithms, a lot of people, and I've said it before, is don't get too hung up on them, but they are important, and the reason they're important is they create visibility, credibility, and trust. And with visibility, credibility, and trust comes profitability. So you can turn those things in the end into income, so into profitability. And there is ways to manipulate the algorithms so that you get seen more, and by default of you getting seen more, obviously your audience grows. As I mentioned before, with business pages, unless you're spending money, then Facebook share very few of your comments or your posts to people, and that is because they want you to spend money doing Facebook ads. And obviously anybody who's got a page, if you've got a page and nobody's looking at your stuff, you're going to go, why is nobody looking at my stuff? And then eventually you will do a Facebook ad because you will want people to look at your stuff. So Facebook know what they're doing. It's that they're heavily monitoring what everybody's doing and what's on Facebook, and that's why your Facebook pages are like that. Unless you're spending money on your Facebook pages, a lot of your content really won't get seen. Now, there's three components to the algorithms, which we call ISP, and that's ISP, and that stands for inventory, signals, and predictions. And on those three, you get scores. You get a score on all three of them. Inventory is what you have available, so what you posted. Don't post too much. I see a lot of people posting like within 10 minutes of each other and 10 times a day. This just sends all sorts of messages out all over the place to Facebook, and confuses them. And because it confuses them, they just think that you're spamming people, and again, you'll get marked down for that within the algorithms. And with your posts, again, as we mentioned, we've touched on before, your posts don't need to be sending out a confusing message. The posts need to be story-based content, even if you're posting a picture, like we've said before about lifestyles. Make the picture, post a picture right above the picture, make a story out of it. So I did one the other weekend just gone, so fantastic time with these two, which was Kelly and Cody. Fantastic time with these two, as well as business. So busy with these two as well as business. So I built a story into it. It was just a picture of us sat there with our sunglasses on in the sun, in a nice warm country, but I built a story into that. And what Facebook wants to see is story related posts, because story related posts are the posts that are of more value and more interactive, and I'll touch on that further on in the live. So story based content, and And also make sure that you add a description. I've seen a lot of people sharing content, so sharing a video from somebody else's page to their page, or sharing something from a celebrity's page to their page. If you're going to share anything to your page, and try not to share too much, because people will just think this person shares stuff all the time. I can find that myself. So when they share, when you share, should I say, then retitle it at the top. So if they put, this is like this live now, if I put this is the new updates on algorithms, then if you were to share that to somebody else, which you're welcome to share any of my content, but if you were to share it to somebody else, just retitle it and put something of your own in there, because what it will do is when Facebook see it on your page, if you've just shared it and not retitled it, it'll give all the credit to me. Whereas if you retitle it, it'll give credit to you, and people will then comment on yours rather than them commenting and it coming to mine. So just bear that in mind when you're sharing things. So like I say, add the description of what it is. And don't just checking my notes. Don't share all the time, because it does make a massive difference if you are not titling it, and if you are also just sharing loads of stuff. So the content ranking depends on 9 factors. The first one is average time spent on your content. The longer the time somebody spends on your content, the better. So Facebook Lives obviously are good, because you spend, I think like now we're nearly into 12 minutes, so you're spending time on Facebook Live. So Facebook Lives are good. I do one a week on here, and I'm going to start doing one a week on my public page once I've got settled and we've moved. But I don't do too many of them, and I see some people doing 2 or 3 a day, and it gets a bit, for your audience, it gets a bit repetitive if you're coming on and just talking for the sake of talking. If the Facebook Lives are crisp, and they don't have to be professional because it's you being real, but if the Facebook Lives are crisp and got good content in it, people will get value from it and want to listen to it and listen through the whole of it. So if they listen through the whole of it, that shows Facebook that it was a valuable live, and so you'll get marked up for that. And also, like pictures, if you, like I just mentioned, if you do a picture and it's got a story to it, there's more chance of people reading the whole story and looking at the picture. And if there's several pictures, like I posted one of the London event I did with Pastor Edwards in London and his wife, there was about 10-12 pictures. So if you you do a story, you walk through that story, and your pictures are through the story, people have got a tendency to click on the first picture, then the second, and see what the event looked like. So they're walking through a story, and you're taking them through a story in what you're writing. So again, they stay longer on that, and then Facebook algorithms look at that and say that was valuable. Somebody stayed on that for quite a while, so it was a good post. So anything that people are engaging with, you could have like like I do sometimes with valuable content. I'll give people tips, and there might be 9 tips, and it will show like 3, and then it will say see more. And if people click see more and watch the whole thing or read the whole thing, again, they're engaging in your post longer. So that was number 1. Number 2 is someone sharing your content into Messenger. So say I posted this video now, and you thought, oh, I know somebody who needs to watch this. He's doing it all wrong with his Facebook marketing. If you send that, if you share that, but you share it through into Messenger, so you can share it onto someone's profile with their permission, obviously. But if you share it into Messenger, Facebook really boosts that and takes that as a massive high, because they're looking at engaging content in Messenger. So again, that's a huge one. Number 3 in the content ranking factors is multiple replies to a comment. So again, as I said the other day, is I posted a post and it was just a quote. It said it costs 0.0 to be a decent human being. Try it. So it was something very simple. It was because it was under 85 characters. It was big. It got a lot of interaction and a lot of people connected with it. When people comment, don't just like their comment. Because again, as I said last week, if you're just liking things, Facebook thinks that is the normal, nobody's interested. If you love it or wow it, that's better. But even more, even a higher feedback or a rank help with your algorithms and your ranking is if you comment. So somebody commented on mine and I commented back, and I didn't just comment back thanks. If somebody just puts great, then I might put thanks because they've not actually given me anything to go on. But if they write a sentence, then I write back, but I write an engaging sentence back, which is sort of open-ended, which allows them then to comment again, and then I will comment again, and I will comment like 2 or 3 times to their comments. But what you'll get is if you've got multiple comments, again, Facebook will look on that as that people are engaged with this. They're commenting not just once, they're commenting multiple times, and then again that lifts your rankings with the algorithms. Step 4, or number 4 in the factors, overall engagement on a post. So again, if that post is valuable, then people are going to interact with it. So don't just post. Don't just think about your post before you post them. That's what I'm trying to say. Because if you think about them and you put something of value and worthwhile into that post, you're going to get engagement because it's something people will want to engage with. So overall engagement on the post, that's number 4. Number 5 is when it's posted. So again, check your times, and I can only speak for my times. I've got Facebook, and I posted them in the group before. Facebook times that usually are the busiest for different people, but depending on who you are and what your market is, I'm not a single mum or a working mum, and so like a single mum at home or a working mum working from home, they may have a time when all the mums have done the school run, they're home with the younger children, and they've got certain times and they will work on them. I work on the guidelines of what my audience works on. I usually post in the evening. I do my lives in the evening, usually 8 o'clock. I should have done it last night, but I was, like I said, we see some of the boxes behind us. We're busy trying to pack at the moment, so I moved it to Wednesday night. But make sure you're posting at relevant times. If you're posting at 3 a.m. in the morning, you're only going to get somebody coming home from maybe a club or a nightclub or something if it's a weekend or a Friday night. So that's not going to be the audience you're wanting to target. So I normally aim for in the morning, probably around 8, 9 o'clock, just before people have either going to work or at work and they're just checking the phone before they're starting work, which a lot of people do. Dinner time, again, a lot of people at work have a dinner break, so that's sort of between 12 and 1, that's a good time. And then in the evening after 7 o'clock, most people are home and engaging on Facebook. So use those times as guidelines, but try and do some testing really with your own audience as to when they're engaging, and you will see then when it is the sort of best time for you to put your stuff out, and you'll see that from the interactions you get on them. Number 6 is the post type. So as I mentioned, if it's images, stories, or Facebook Lives, make the Facebook Lives real. Make them about it. Could be about you and how you've seen the industry. So and be a bit vulnerable. share things like I have, that when I first started, I nearly dropped a microphone on stage because I was that worried about speaking on it. It's real. It helps connect with people who are looking at you and thinking, well, I feel like that now, and if he got over it, then I can get over it. And it just keeps it real. And share your story, because people want to connect with you and hear your story. Images, other posts on your profile, make sure they're story based. People will engage more if it's story based. If it's something that just hits you and with nothing and nothing for them to get their teeth into, then they're quite likely just to turn away from it and not comment, not engage or anything. So try and keep a lot of it story based, because Facebook love that. Liking versus loving, and commenting versus not commenting. The more loves you get, the more, and we spoke about this before, the more visibility you get, the more likes you get. Then Facebook are now looking at a like is people just go like, and don't even look at what they're actually liking, and they actually monitor how quick somebody is like that the image or the page and gone off it. So if it's like a second bump and gone, then they just think like they never even read it, never even looked at it. It's not engaging. Somebody's loved it, then they're more likely to spend more time on that page. And if your engagement is more interesting, they're more likely to love your post rather than like your post. And commenting versus not commenting. Commenting, as I've mentioned in earlier on in the factors, is very highly ranked. So if you're commenting on something, it starts engagement within that post, and that's what Facebook's looking for. Number 8 is engagement on shared posts. So again, see if you shared if you've changed the title, then you're going to get more engagement on that shared post from your perspective, rather than you just sharing a post with nothing on it other than you just shared it. So engagement on shared posts is again something that needs to be done, but you need to put that title on it yourself so that it does it does get seen, and you can go back in afterwards. I've just noticed it, even me, I've done it on this live. I've actually not titled the live, so I can go back in afterwards and title the live, and once I've titled the live, it's got more chance of people in the group seeing it, because then I put a title to it, and if somebody was to share it, same principle. And lastly, number 9 is post information based, because Facebook love value, because what they're looking at, Facebook are looking at is like a full-on, having Facebook itself as a full-on value-based platform. And I said earlier I'd come back to this, and the reason for that is if you look at say YouTube's growing in popularity at the moment, and the reason it's growing in popularity, I'll get that word out in a minute, popularity. The reason it's growing in popularity is because people are going to it to search for information. So if they want to know how to cook an egg, they go to YouTube. If they don't know, if they want to know how to do this on Facebook, like download a video, they go to YouTube, type in, how do you download a video from Facebook? So it's giving information, and it's giving valuable information, and that's what Facebook is looking at their platform. That's what they want from their platform. They want value-based content. They want content that people are going to look at and think, well, actually, that makes sense to me. That's interesting to me. I'll engage with that. I'll write that. So they don't want people going to YouTube. They want people staying on Facebook. So if your video could be on something valuable, if you was trying to sell things in the cooking range or things like that, you could be showing somebody how to cook an egg and things like that. So again, and do that on a live. So it's value added content, and that's what Facebook are doing. There's 5 out of the 9 that I've just mentioned, the 9 factors, nine, yeah, nine, the 9 factors, then there's 5 that are most important. Start, and I'll do them in the order of importance. So first is number 3, which was multiple replies on a comment. That's majorly important. Number 2, someone sharing content into Messenger. So somebody sharing one of your posts into Messenger, that's massively important. Facebook Lives and story posts, the post in type, which was number 6, that's massively important. Number 7, liking versus loving. So if you're hitting the love button or people are doing that on yours, that sounds a bit weird, but if they're clicking on the icon for pressing for showing that your post is more than what it more than just something they've just blasted past and hit the like button, then that's majorly important to Facebook. Engagement on post, number 8, that's the next one of level of importance. Engagement on post. And the last one, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not 5, so 6. The last one is info base, which was number 9. So info base post. So multiple replies on comments, someone sharing comment into the Messenger, Facebook Lives and story-based posts, liking versus loving, engagement on posts, and info-based posts. So they're the main ones out of the 9. They're the main ones, but I look on all 9 is very important. And then personal content will be highest engagement. As I said, is the actions that Facebook are looking for you to do, as well as people coming onto your page to do. What they're looking for you to do is be active on Facebook. So actually be active with posting, but also with commenting on other people's posts, and starting that interaction between yourselves. And one of the big no-nos, and I've seen it quite a few times, and quite a few networkers are doing it at the moment, and it's doing them more damage than they realise, is if you post, and you'll get marked down for this, if you're posting on your profile, or some people may even do it on their pages, but you see people post comment below, and they're telling people comment below. Like in this live, because it's in a group, I can ask people if they're on replay to drop replay in the box, but a lot of people actually writing on the post comment below to whatever they wrote in the post itself. And if they do that, Facebook heavily penalizes them for that. A lot of people don't realize that, and they're doing it all the time, and I keep seeing it day in, day out. So again, that's something that Facebook will heavily penalize you for. And also what they penalize people for is reading and not liking. So if somebody reads, if you read a post, if somebody came to your post and read it and didn't like it, didn't love it, didn't anything, didn't even comment on it, and went away, again, that would tell Facebook that post was a waste of time, that is of no interest to that person. So again, make your post engaging, make it that people want to either ask a question, or it's a story-based post that somebody can get their teeth into. So that's pretty much it for tonight. As I said, I've got another call very shortly. So make sure, going back to the very beginning of the call, make sure you've got your daily methods of operation, you've got your spreadsheet, your Excel sheet, and you're documenting who you're speaking to, what you're speaking to them about. Make sure you've got your Facebook profile and cover photo looking smart and looking professional. If you want, there is some sites that there is Fiverr.com that I used that charge about £4.35 or something for a cover, but there is sites that do it, that you can do it for free on. So if anybody wants the name of them sites, you have to obviously put it together yourself, but there's, I think it's Canva.com. You can actually build your own cover photos. If anybody wants that, I can get them the link to that. the clean up and clear out. You need, you don't need people who are not engaging or not working with you. So make sure people who are not engaging with you are basically off your profile page, because they're just damaging you. And again, with a posting comment, just think about what you're posting and make sure that it's good quality content that you're posting. And as we spoke before, keep it to 2 or 3 different things. But you can see any of that in the previous videos that we've done, and also in the group I posted a live that my good friend who's working with me at the moment, who's mentoring me on a lot of social media, Fraser Brooks, I'd put underneath in the group. If you look down probably under this video, he's done a more in-depth video on this. I think it was like 40 to an hour long that I watched, which goes more into depth of what I'm speaking about. But what I like to always do is simplify things and bring the nuggets to you, because a lot of the other stuff is not really what you need to know. You just need to know the basic steps, the main. I always try and get the main nuts and bolts of everything, and get them into place, because once we've got them in place, then we can be more successful with our profile pages and with our Facebook pages themselves. And with that, you'll attract people to them. So from them posts that I've done, if you look on my timeline, to give you an idea of what I'm talking about in relation to posts, then if you look on my timeline, I've got, I think, 7 meetings in the next 4 days just off what I've posted on there. So it's created that curiosity in people. I know they've been watching and following because they've commented, and then they've got to the stage where they've actually said, these things you're commenting on, could you elaborate on them a bit more, Steve? And I've said, well, and the best way to say that, or to answer that, is they'd said, can you elaborate on that a bit more, Steve, on what it is you actually do? I know you're networking, but how do you do, what do you do? And I always say, yeah, I sure I can, but it's a visual thing. I will have to show you. If you're open to jumping on a video call with me or an audio call with me, then I can share with you more information. So I always, that way, to say it's a visual thing, then I get to have the face-to-face conversation with them. If I was just to say, yeah, here's a link to my website, they've gone. Then they can look at all my products, then they can go Google my products or my services or whatever it is you're doing, they're gone. So me going on a conversation call with them, I can then say, well, this is what I do. I use Facebook, and basically market myself on Facebook and make money with Facebook, using Facebook. And I can teach you those things, as we are in the group tonight, and as I do in the team, in my team group. I also teach a lot more in-depth things to my team. Obviously, I'm sharing the generics tonight on the call, but in my groups we go a lot deeper and into a lot more into the side of how to actually do a lot of the daily principles to find people, to get people coming to you rather than you having to prospect them. And again, that's marketing ourselves. So very important steps to follow, but that's like I said, that's more in depth, but it's all part of what we're doing. So what you're trying to do is create that curiosity, as I spoke about before, but then get people onto Messenger and have that live call, have that live audio, have that live Zoom, whatever it is. You can get them on a call and then share the video with them, share the information with them, share whatever it is your company does, share that with them. So that's very important, because that's the point when you cross over into prospecting, because then they've allowed you to take the conversation to the next step. So I'm going to close with that tonight. Thanks, Marcus, for that kind comment. I hope you all got value again tonight. I will be back on next Tuesday, all being well. I will drop a message in the group if I have to change things, because again, like I said, we are running about a lot, myself, Kelly, at the moment, with packing everything up and sorting things out with estate agents, mortgage people, etc., etc. So thanks everybody for being on tonight. I hope you got value, and I will speak to you soon. Thanks, Danny, for jumping on. Brilliant. Hope you got value, and speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye for now.